Hi everyone and welcome to Generation XYZ of betting. I've got Ollie, the money boy, Shakes from Pele, and myself, Kevin Ferguson. Let's get into it and make our predictions for this weekend's games. First up we have Everton, Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. Shakes, let's start with the beautiful one amongst us.
Yeah, look, I wouldn't say I'm the most beautiful one.
No, I meant me.
No, yes, you definitely.
No, God.
Cool stuff. So the first game is Chelsea against Crystal Palace. Chelsea are heavy favorites, according to Betway as well. They're very heavy favorites. But I gotta tell you, man, this is the one that I think we might see a result that people are not gonna expect. Purely because when I watch Chelsea, they're still trying to figure themselves out. I think also Frank Lampard doesn't know his best team. Defense keeps changing. It's Tomori, then it's Christensen, and Thiago Silva comes in whenever he's ready to come in. And I can actually see a draw on this one.
Yeah.
1-1. Ollie?
I'm going 1-1 too. I think I'm going to be making a bet of Crystal Palace or draw, actually.
Yeah, look, I see it being a difficult game for Chelsea. They've done nothing. I mean, they crashed out of the Carabao Cup, and this week, and they should have. With the team bearing in mind that Tottenham's youth team were playing that night, and they playing in Europe on Thursday tonight. There's no way they should have lost to Tottenham. Chelsea with the money and the squad that they have. So that tells me that the things we anticipated about Frank Lampard as a manager and being able to gel that team are real. I see this being a 1-1 draw as well. I see a surprise in this one, and I wouldn't be betting on Chelsea in this match. You know, so we're all in agreement.
All in agreement. It's usually a good thing.
Yeah. Everton versus Brighton and Hove Albion.
Yeah. So the next one is obviously Everton versus Brighton. I think Everton are on fire. I have to give it to Carlo Ancelotti. He's getting the wins and he's getting the best out of Dominic Calvert-Lewin as well. And I have to say, I see Everton winning this one. I think it's a clear win. I probably would give them maybe even 2-0. I can even see them keeping a clean sheet. Brighton plays well, but they're not winning games. Yeah. That's the difference. And for this one, I wouldn't be surprised if anyone wanted to place a bet and say anytime goal scorer Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He's on fire.
Yeah, five goals so far, huh?
Yeah, he scored 5 goals. He even scored as well last night in the Carabao Cup as well. So he can't stop scoring. So it's Brighton next. They also struggling to keep clean sheets. Why not?
I feel like it could be a pretty high-scoring game. Got a bit of a gut feel. I'm going to go 3-2 to Everton.
Everton, you're right, on fire. Calvert-Lewin on fire, but I think with Ancelotti, in terms of his signings, have been incredible because the people that were feeding Calvin Lewis last year weren't the quality of a James. So for me, I like 3-1 Everton.
No doubt about it. And when I'm looking at the odds on Betway, and for Dominic Calvert-Lewin to score, it's rated at 2.33. I mean, that's a decent bet.
Yeah.
What is it? What is the
2.33?
2.33.
Anytime score.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not a bad bet at all here. That. Next up, we have my team, Leeds United versus Man City.
Yeah, I have to say this. I think Leeds United did really well against Sheffield in that derby to score very late. One thing I will say, Kevin, that will make you happy is that your team will score against Manchester City because the defense is still all over the place. But I think City might just have far too much quality for Leeds, and I can see 3-1 to Manchester City. I think they'll be too upset because of Leicester City and with the result that happened. And I think Manchester City 3-1 against Leeds.
Got to be in agreement there again. 3-1 Leeds have the capability to score, but City just, there's no ways they're going to come back from a 5 5-goal thumping and, you know, not score against Leeds.
Yeah. You know, I can't disagree with the comments. Leeds have played very well, 6 out of 9 points. Could have well been 7 out of 9 points if they're playing Liverpool, if they didn't disgrace themselves there. But I'm also a realist. I think Leeds are going to take a hammering 4-1. Come back to earth. Yeah. Well, you know, Fulham scored 3 goals against them. You know?
They scored 4.
There it is.
Yeah. I don't think Leeds would be putting 4 in the back of the net, but you know, it's a bet. If I hope that I may bet on a handicap in that match, but I'll hope that I'll lose that bet. You know, do a bit of reverse psychology betting, as I call it. But for me, Man City 4, Leeds 1, or 4-1. Newcastle versus Burnley.
Yep. This is a very interesting one purely because of both teams, the way they play football. It's not the most attractive football in the world. I think anybody can admit to that. And as for Burnley, Burnley hasn't started off too well. They haven't won a Premier League game since the Premier League has started again. They got knocked out by City. They were outplayed by City as well. Newcastle, on the other hand, progressed through penalties, which wasn't convincing against a Newport, for example.
That's where I was born, Newport.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's nice.
Well, no one ever likes to admit
everywhere.
to, yeah, no one likes to admit to that, but you know, coming clean on this show.
They represented you well. And I have to say that I see Newcastle winning this game. I think Burnley's still trying to find their feet. They do have a number of injuries as well to the team, and they still have to wait for those players to come back. And with a bet of 2.48 for a Newcastle straight win, I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, the good odds, and you know, I've got a feeling that Ollie is going to be unoriginal here and go along with you.
Yeah, I mean, I did a brief chat to Kevin before the show and said that Newcastle for me is quite undervalued at 2.48. I'll definitely be taking them outright. I think it's going to be 2-0 to Newcastle.
2-0 to Newcastle. This is one of those games I don't care about. You know, it's got no appeal to me. Can't stand Newcastle. Don't really care about Burnley. Probably one of the ones I'll spend time with the kids. But if I, give a prediction, I'm going to say Newcastle 2, Burnley 1.